Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in today's session we are discussing about the chemical properties of carboxylic acid. And in the previous video, children, we have discussed the properties of carboxylic acid due to the breaking of this bond. Okay, so this is the second video we are taking on the chemical properties of carboxylic acid, and in today's session we will be discussing about this bond breaking. That means this OH will come out. Okay, now let us begin with it. The first reaction which we are taking is the formation of anhydride. Formation of anhydride. Right. So in this, what exactly we do is we take acetic acid molecule. Actually, what you do is you will be taking two carboxylic acid molecules. Right. You will be using two carboxylic acid molecules. So one molecule you like this way and the other one in the reverse manner. Okay. So what you do is you carry out the reaction in the presence of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is a very good dehydrating agent. It's a good dehydrating agent. So basically you can also consider this reaction to be a type of dehydration, because what is the meaning of anhydride? Anhydride means without water. That means from two acetic acid molecules you are removing one water. So what exactly happens is from one of the acetic acid the H comes out, and from the other one the OH comes out. Okay, so this will lose water molecule. Now instead of using sulfuric acid as the dehydrating agent, we are heating it in the presence of it. We can also use phosphorus pentoxide, which is also a good dehydrating agent. So what we are having is, you can just copy down from here. This is CH3, this is CO, this is O, this side is CO, and this is CH3. That means what you are getting is an anhydride of ethanoic acid. So we call the name of the product as ethanoic anhydride. Ethanoic anhydride. Fine. Now the second reaction under the same category we are taking. So in today's session we will be talking about this OH coming out only. Okay, the second method, second property which we are considering is esterification. Esterification. Now what is esterification? Formation of ester. If you remember in the lab we discussed about the test. Okay, the test for carboxylic acid, we use preparation of ester. So what I am doing is, I am taking any carboxylic acid, say RCOOH, and we are using some alcohol, say R-OH. This reaction is reversible, and you use sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid. If you remember, a few drops are added to it, and then you are just warming it. And then when you warm it, the product formed will be then transferred into a jar containing cold water. That is what you do in the lab. So what exactly happens in this is, this OH and H. From ester, from carboxylic acid, OH, and from alcohol, H comes out, and what you get is ester. That is RCOOR dash. RCOOR dash. Right. So in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, you are slightly warming it first, and then pouring the products in the water, so that the ester smell is clearly visible. Okay, this is the water also formed here. Okay, the water will be formed in this process. A question can be asked, why is the reaction occurring in the presence of sulfuric acid? What we do is, it's a reversible reaction. Since it's a reversible reaction and water is one of the product, sulfuric acid is a good dehydrating agent, so it will remove the water and carry out the reaction in the forward direction. And you also have the mechanism given for esterification in your textbook, so we will be discussing that also. What you do is, you are taking first carboxylic acid, right? The reaction is in the presence of acid medium, say H plus. So first thing is what happens, this is O, which is attached to with a carbon atom with a double bond. So this pi electron will be more drifted towards O. So what will happen, this O will get a partial negative charge and carbon will get a partial positive charge. So what happens is, this getting negative means H will prefer getting attached to O. So whatever changes I've shown here, I'm representing R. You are having C. This I'm just writing slightly tilted, double bond O, and you are having here H getting attached onto it, and this side you are having as such OH. That is not at all changing, only H has gone and gone there and got attached to it. Now further what happens is, this is the first stage which has happened, and what you have done is you have carried out the reaction in the presence of alcohol, R-OH. Now this O over alcohol is having two lone pairs on this particular oxygen atom. Okay. Now since already I told you so many times, this O is now having 3 bonds. That means this will have a positive charge. O is never happy to get a positive charge. When O is not happy to get a positive charge, this is more powerful, also more electronegative. So it will try to take the electron pair from this carbon and oxygen. So when this goes there, the carbon internally will get one positive charge. Because this is now getting a positive charge, the lone pair on this oxygen, through this it is going to attach onto the carbon atom, which is now having a positive charge. Fine, I hope you followed. This has gone there. So the positive charge is satisfied now. There are 3 bonds only now. This carbon having, because one of the bond has gone there, carbon getting positive means through the lone pair it will get attached to it. So what you're having here? You're having here R. This is having C. This is having one OH here. This has gone there, means there is one single bond OH there. So that also I'm showing here. Through this O it is getting attached here, means O, and this is one R, one H, and one lone pair only left over, and this oxygen is now having positive charge. That means you are getting this intermediate product. It is called as the tetrahedral intermediate. This is one tetrahedral intermediate that is generated. Now what happens is, this oxygen we know will never be happy with the lone pair, with the positive charge. So what it does is, it tries to take, I am powerful, I will take electrons from wherever I want, that oxygen says. So it takes this electron from here, gets the pair back, positive charge has gone, this H plus comes out. This H plus comes out, we can say, right? So what happens is, this H plus you will remove from here, and whatever is left over we are going to show here. That means R, C, this is OH, this as such is OH, and this O and R. Now both the pairs are back. Now you must be thinking, where is this H going? This lone pair has gone here and there is H left over. Where will this H go? So internally what happens is, this oxygen was having two lone pairs. Of course this also is having two lone pairs. So this pair again goes back to this O, because that proton has to be adjusted somewhere here. So this comes back here. So when this comes back, means there is a double bond here. The double bond means this carbon will not be happy with. So what it does is, it will now come out like this. Right? Why? Because that H plus, this H plus will be attacking here and will be getting attached onto one of this OH. That means one side this H plus will get attached. In a way we can say, from here this H plus is removed and it has gone internally onto this oxygen. In a way we can say there was a proton transfer which has happened within. Okay, a proton transfer has happened. So that H plus from here goes to this O, and then what happens? Okay, this will now come out as water. This will now come out as water, because this proton, when it comes and gets attached here, this will now have triple bond. That is main driving factor which is pushing the electrons this side. This H plus goes here. There will be 3 bonds on the oxygen. So 3 bonds will not be stable. Oxygen also will get a positive charge. So it will pull here and this will come here. So what changes I made here, I am going to show in the other side. That means one water molecule, first of all, that means this will go away. And what else I have done here? R will remain as such. This will be C. There is a double bond O and H. Now this oxygen got a positive charge. This has gone now. There is O, R. Right? Now just one more step left over. This oxygen will not be happy to get a positive charge again. Will get it back and this H will come out as H plus. So what you get finally is that H plus comes out and you are left over with R, C, O, O, R. That means you are getting ester. Okay, since this is there in NCERT, I think you should be doing this mechanism also. Fine till here. This is esterification mechanism. First, H plus gets attached here because this O was getting negative. I have shown you carbon got positive, so alcohol got attached here. When alcohol got attached, this O was getting positive. Whenever O gets positive, it will try to take the electron back. That H plus from here gets transferred here. When this gets transferred here, this will try to come out as water. This will come here, made double bond, H plus will come out. So H plus was used as a catalyst in a way. It was used to start the reaction and then further it is, coming out. The next reaction we are taking is, carboxylic acid. I am writing 3 times carboxylic acid because the 3 different reactions we need to study. One is with PCl3, another one is with PCl5 and the third one is with thionyl chloride, phosphorus trichloride, phosphorus pentachloride and thionyl chloride. Okay, this reaction is somewhat similar to what you have done in haloarenes or haloalkanes. So what you do is, how you remember, the simplest way I am telling you, there are 3 chlorines. So you will remember there are 3 ROH. So then what happens? 3 of these chlorines will take the place of this OH. 3 chlorines will take the place of this OH. That means what you got? 3 R, C, O, Cl. 3 chlorines here. And 3 hydrogens, 3 oxygens and 1 P are left over. So what you have is H3PO3, phosphorus acid. Likewise with phosphorus pentachloride, this OH has to go first. 1 chlorine with CO, another chlorine with this H, okay, and then POCl3. That means you are having RCOCl plus HCl plus POCl3. Same way here with thionyl chloride, 1 chlorine with CO, 1 chlorine with H and SO, and this O will come out as SO2. Okay, so you will have HCl plus what you are having is RCOCl. Fine, that means what are you getting? From acid you are getting acid halide. Got it? The next reaction under this category is reaction with ammonia. So I am taking example of acetic acid and explaining. The first thing is, when you react this with ammonia, this is acid, this is base. So acid and base will react and will form a salt. So what you get in the first go is RCOONH4. That means you are getting ammonium acetate. This ammonium acetate, when further heated, will lose 1 water molecule. So how it will be losing water molecule? You will remove 2 hydrogens from here and 1 oxygen from here. So what is removed? 1 water. What is left over? CH3CO and NH2. That means you are getting acid amide. Acetamide is obtained. What is the name of the product? Acid amide. Acetamide. Fine. Now in case you take some aromatic acid, In case you are taking aromatic acid, say benzoic acid. Benzoic acid reaction with ammonia. The same way, first step what you get is the salt. Base and acid will react and form salt. That is ammonium benzoate. This ammonium benzoate, further when heated, it will lose water molecule. So this O from here and H2 from here will come out as water, and what you are having here is CONH2 plus water, of course. What is the name of the product? It is benzamide. What are you getting? Benzamide. There is one more reaction given in NCERT under the reaction with ammonia. Now, what is that reaction? What you do is you use phthalic acid. What is phthalic acid, children? It is benzene with 2 COOH groups on the adjacent carbon atoms. So, this is phthalic acid. The first go, what happens is you are reacting this with ammonia. So, what you get is both these places, what you are having is NH3. That means you are getting a salt of it. You are getting ammonium phthalate. Instead of this H, now you will have this NH3 getting attached. That means 2 of this will get attached, and what you are getting is ammonium phthalate. PHTHALLAT. L single also you can write, phthalate. Now, same way as we did earlier, you have to heat it. When you heat it, 2 water molecules will be lost. One H2 and O, another H2 and O. 2 water molecules will be lost, and what you will be getting is CONH2, and this is also CONH2. So that means what is the product here? This is phthalamide. This is phthalamide. Okay. Phthalamide. Now this phthalamide is to be now heated. When it is heated, it is going to lose one ammonia molecule. How it will lose ammonia molecule is NH2 from here and 1H from here. NH2 from here and 1H from here will be lost, and what you are getting is, just check it. Rest everything remains same. This CO is there. The another CO is also there. This has gone, so what is left over? Only NH is left over here in between. What is this? This is PHTHLI, phthalimide. The previous one is phthalamide, this is phthalimide. The bulkier one, heavier one is phthalamide. The lighter one is phthalimide. Got it till here? Yeah, please practice whatever we have done. This is the second property, children, we have done. And the next 2 properties, that is the reactions due to COOH and hydrocarbon part, I will be taking in the next session. That will be my last video on carboxylic acid. Okay, this is the second last one. So, please practice the equations, whatever we have done till now. And please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching.